IFLOWBOY. You are tuned in to Warped Drive. It's a big welcome to you on a Sunday night here in Brisbane. It's 8 minutes past 8 at night, 5th of September, I believe, and John is in the house. Evening, John.
Yes, I am. Evening.
So, here we are at Goodwood. Now, before we kick off, just a few things to say, and the first thing is to talk about our livery challenges. We ran one last week, which we've done before. This time we had a couple of people in it. We had Adam, or Swanny. We had Thrimpy, or Sam. We had John, and we had myself. And we did the 2-hour challenge, created liveries, and then showed them. During the week, John actually suffered through the 2-hour broadcast to watch it, to see how it all went, and we picked up on a few things that we felt probably meant that the format we're running is not good. So what we really want to do is we want to create content that people will enjoy watching and will watch. And so from that perspective, we're making some changes. Obviously, as you can see right now, we're here at Goodwood, and we're not going to be doing the livery challenge during this session. Rather, we're going to be showing some liveries. But maybe, John, you came up with some really great ideas for what we are going to do with the livery challenge. I might hand over to you and let you explain the fundamental changes we are making.
Well, basically the one thing I noticed was that when you watch the stream, you can only see the progress of one person as opposed to everybody. So, and only at the very end do you actually see the final result of everyone. So I actually thought that maybe we could have a challenge where we do multiple liveries, like 2, 3, 4, whatever, on a 7-day period, and then once they're all completed, we can actually show them all in one go.
Yeah, and as much as I'd like to say it's all about me, so it's great you get to see my livery being created. I totally agree with you that it is. It's a shortcoming. Well, I won't say it's a shortcoming of the way the game's designed in terms of broadcasting, but it's certainly a limitation that we aren't able to, unfortunately, during the live stream, jump from player to player, or livery creator to livery creator, to see how they're progressing. What we also noticed is even when I tried to display pictures of the other liveries being created when each of you posted them, I believe we got blue screen and we didn't get to see the pictures at all. So obviously that doesn't work. Is there anything else you want to say about the new idea or the new format?
Well, it'd probably just keep us moving. It'd be more like a half hour or 45-minute episode of a stream, as opposed to a stream until we're done type of thing. So it's probably a bit more relative to, say, like a TV show where it's got set episodes and a set format.
Yeah,
so
and
it's a bit more regulated that way.
Yeah, and I think the key thing is that making a livery in 2 hours, particularly if you're making a decent livery, I want to point this out. You can jump in and you can make a livery and you can do it in 10 or 15 minutes if you want to. But the livery that you end up with after 10 or 15 minutes will be extremely basic. It will be untidy, and certainly won't be reflective of a good craftsman, if I can use that term, practicing the artistry of making a decent livery. So doing a broadcast for 2 hours, even 2 hours, as anybody watched that stream last week saw, it's still really tight, trying to come up with a whole idea at the start, and then building that livery and getting it finished in a 2-hour window. It is incredibly difficult if you want to do it to any sort of level of quality. On the flip side of that is, I also understand that it's probably a very boring thing to watch because the concentration needed is so high. What tended to happen, and I remember this, is that you don't have a lot of time to talk. And so I think in the interest of creating good content that people would want to watch, I think it is the best idea for us to do away with the old format because of its singularity of being, only being able to watch the broadcaster, in this case me, because I run the stream, making my livery versus seeing everybody making their liveries. If we could see everybody making their liveries, it'd be very different, because we could cut, from me to you to Sam, etc., and watch them progress.
Even if you actually had like the windows of you as a main screen, but windows of me, Sam, and Adam doing our liveries at the same time, so you can see who's speeding up, who's struggling with what, and so on and so forth. You don't get that sort of.
Yeah,
it lacks atmosphere.
Yeah, I mean we could go and buy web cameras and put extra monitors, set that all up, but we're not at that point yet. Ultimately we'll get there, but we're not at that point yet. We're just a bunch of guys who enjoy doing this. We're not on a what's the term to use? We're not on a pathway whereby we want this to become our full-time career. So
this is just a bit of fun.
Yeah, that's right.
Within the game.
That's right. We haven't invested in the technology that would allow us to become fully fledged YouTube broadcasters at this point. And of course, we don't have the support of people following us and tuning in yet for us to say, we really need to lift our game, because we're now starting to get a steady stream of followers and watchers. But by all means, people, if you want to get onto it and push us along, we're more than happy to do it. We'll meet you in the middle somewhere, if I can perhaps use that term. Okay, so enough said. So that's what we're planning to do. So we'll get the guys together. We'll do a bit of a livery show at the start of each week, where we'll show those liveries that have been created, and then we'll talk about the next challenge. But what we're going to do tonight is we're probably just going to show. I'm going to continue, and John will chime in. We're going to go through my garage. I call it Catalogue, but it's my garage. Last week I got up to Audi, was in the middle of Audi. It's going to be tricky because the order of the cars most likely will have changed based on whether I've used them during the week. So I want to apologise right now if I actually do show a car that I already showed last week. I'll do my best not to. John, you're okay to chime in starting at Audi?
Yeah, I can go.
Alright. So we chose Goodwood for two reasons. Normally car shows are run at Tokyo East Inner Loop, but again we're trying to condense the time, or wasted time, where we're going through the motions. So with Goodwood, as you can see, if I now go in to select the car, and my controller has just died on me. Alright, I'll have to use my wheel, which is not great, but I can do it. When I select, and I'm going to go into Audi, and I'm going to do my best to remember what I've already shown. I don't believe I've shown that car, so I will bring that one out. But what you'll see now, and John will bring his car out, is firstly we can just hit the road straight away. And unlike Tokyo, where there's probably, I would suggest, about a 25 to 30 second window where we just have to drive up to the point of displaying the cars, as you can just see then, we did that in a very quick time. So there you go. So I'm just going to put myself on roof view, move away from the flowers. So this is my car. This is an Audi R8, R-rated X it says. A bit of Hot Wheels livery. It's a fairly old one, fairly early on in my livery creating period. And as you can see, John is in the Vgt. Now is that the Group 1 or is that the Vision electric version?
This is a hybrid, so I think it's a Group 1 car.
Okay, let's have a look at it.
Bloody powerful, I know that much.
Let's have a look at it. And this is a fairly new livery, John. You've only completed this recently, yeah?
Yeah, like within the last month or so.
Very nice.
So this is actually a racing replica. It's back in the 80s. There was a class called the Super Silhouettes.
Yep.
Which is, in Australia, it's much like a sports sedan, but in Europe they were using yesteryear's F1 technology, so F1 engines and gearboxes and space frames and all sorts of futuristic type of latest technologies at the time. This one in particular is actually a Zaxpeed built car. Zaxpeed was a German aftermarket tuner, I suppose you can call them.
Yep.
A lot like Cosworth in Britain. This was actually driven by Klaus Nieswitz, German racer.
Yep. Yeah, Zaxpeed have actually had a very successful racing history with lots of different cars. I think they still do compete regularly at the Nürburgring 24 hour, the Spa 24 hour. I'm not sure if they do Le Mans, and I think they compete in the Endurance Series too, don't they?
I think they do, not to the extent that they used to. Their involvement is a bit more subtle these days. They were actually the guys that built Dick Johnson's Green's Tough Mustang in the mid-80s. It's actually a Zaxpeed built car.
There you go. Well, it's very nice. The livery really suits it. I don't know if I can jump to a roof view and see if we can get a bit of a view of the car from a different perspective. It's not looking that good, but I was hoping to get a view of your roof as well so people could see the livery on the roof. Well, there you go, you can see it now. It's very nice indeed. Alright, let's go jump into another car, shall we? What we'll do is we'll show a few, we'll go through as many as we can in, say, a 20-minute period, 20-25 minute period, and then we might pick one or two or three of them and just maybe do a lap or two together. Audi. I don't think I showed this one.
I just worked out what I'll be showing in Audi.
I think I know what you're going to show me too. By the smirk. I think I know what it's going to be. And I'm right. Thomas the Tank Engine.
Yes.
Let me just... So for those of you watching this stream that don't know what Thomas the Tank Engine is, it's a children's show primarily based on a train and a train steam engine named Thomas, and particularly Thomas the Tank Engine is his name, and John has decided to recreate Thomas the Tank Engine using the Audi Quattro.
Because why not?
It's definitely interesting. If only you could attach a steam stack at the top. Sorry, this car doesn't have the greatest turning circle because it's a Group 3 car. Anything you want to share with people about this one?
It's kind of self-explanatory. I just did it for a laugh. That's pretty much it to it, really.
What we're seeing here is how terrible the turning circle of a Group 3 car is. Because I'm almost like an elliptical orbit around you, because I've got it on full lock, but look at this.
You're a fair way away from
Got the turning circle of a, I don't know, a very long bus. Okay, well, if you don't want to tell me anything about the car, my car is TechWise car. TechWise is the company I used to work for, used to run. Yeah, just got sponsors on it. It's fairly aged now, this livery. Had it for a while. Yeah, enough said, I think. I think we jump to another car. I don't recall bringing this Group 1 car out, but what I will say about it as I'm bringing it out is that I've actually done quite a lot of kilometres in it, certainly more than the, what's it saying down there, 1,228 kilometres. I've driven way more kilometres than that in this car. It's actually one of my favourite race cars. It's definitely in the top 4 favourite race cars for me in this game. I just love driving it. I love the sound of it. I love how it handles. It's just a marvellous car. Livery wise, look, I wasn't really trying to excel when I created this livery, and I've never gone back to redo it. I have got a couple of other R18s or Group 1 Audis that I have spent more time on liveries, but this one's remained the same, and I'm not in any hurry to change it. People say they like it. To me it's just a very basic livery, but anyway, it does what it does. Okay, so let's have a look at John's, and this is one of my favourite Audi liveries, and certainly my favourite that John has done. Mind you, I do really like that VGT as well, but I think this is still my favourite. And again, guys, that this car, like the GR3, does not have a great turning circle.
Give it a big bootful, flick it around.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to have to do. So what can you tell us about this car, John?
I actually did it for a league that I was once in that I'm no longer part of.
Which we won't name.
No, we won't name. They don't deserve the airtime. It was just a case of I needed delivery on this particular series of car because we're racing front-wheel drive Group 4 cars. Being a German car, I just thought Bosch was the applicable or the appropriate naming sponsor for it, and I just designed a fairly basic design for it. Really, there's nothing really extravagant or special about it. It was just one of those ones that less is more, and it worked really well.
There you go. Very, very nice. You know, it's the thing that strikes me about it is there's nothing that, when you look at it, there's nothing that looks complicated about the livery, but everything is harmoniously placed, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it was, like I said, it wasn't a complicated livery. It's just it's just a good matching livery. Everything on it suits the car well. The colours are right. The design's right. It just works. Yeah,
and I think you know, if we were talking about giving people livery advice, the you know, the advice that speaks to you from this livery is that it doesn't have to be complicated if you get the right combination. You know, you don't need to have a complicated livery for it to stand out. Okay, let's go jump into another car.
I think I'm actually out of Audis.
Ah, well then. In that case, yeah, maybe you might want to start bringing out your BMWs. I'll keep bringing out my Audis, but you can start bringing out BMWs if you want to. I might bring out my Ghost VGT because it's on that top list. This is a fairly new livery. I think it's probably 3 or 4 weeks old. Unlike John's, this is the GR1 version, which doesn't have hybrid power. It's normally Aspiro. Well, I don't know if it may be turbocharged, but it's not electric anyway, I can say that. I called it Ghost, and they've done a lot of really subtle livery work on this that's not immediately obvious unless you really examine the car and you see one of the standard cars next to it. And there's one of John's more pretty cars, the JPS Z4 Group 3?
Yes.
Yeah. It's a very stunning car. Now, is this an actual replica, John, or this is a contrived / interpretation of a JPS livery?
It's interpretation. Yeah, it's not a direct rep. All the elements from what we know as the JPS BMWs of the 80s and 90s, and just sort of put my own flair on it, I suppose you can call it.
Flair. That's a good pun, because the one thing that stands out on this car is the flared guards. They're very prominent.
But there's nothing specific from this car to one I've mocked or attributed or whatever.
I'm not winning here. I'm trying to get this car to spin, but it won't spin because it won't rev for me. So, sorry folks, I'm fighting it. I'm trying to get it to come around. There you go, finally. Okay. Very, very nice. Now, is that gold chrome base with black over the top, yeah?
Correct, yeah.
So, for those of you who are foreign to livery design or are new to livery design, so you have base colours, and they're the standard colours, but there's a series of special colours. The special colours, however, once you put them on the car, you can't continue to add decals, and decals can be a shape, can be a line, can be one of the, if you like, the stickers that you can see, like the Mobile one or the Bosch or the Pirelli, and you can colour those. But in the special colour you can't. Once you've put it on the car, that's it. You don't get to choose that colour anymore. So what John has done is effectively created the car using the gold chrome base paint and then applied black paint all over the car, apart from the areas where the signs are. And that's how you
effectively get that effect. I've used a negative decal.
A negative decal, that's right.
Effectively, your traditional decal is just the emblem that you slap on the car. A negative one is the border of a particular decal with the logo. So, say for example, you're using Mobile, a negative decal would be the border of the word Mobile. So the word Mobile is actually empty. It's see-through. That's how you can get the coloured effect to come through on the emblem itself.
So yeah, so the gold paint is underneath that clear decal that's been applied to the car, and then John's filled in the black effectively around the rest of it. Very nice. But time consuming too.
Oh, like every livery is time consuming, but it's come up with the effect that I was looking for.
Yeah. Oh yeah, look, I've done quite a few of them, and they look fantastic when you do them, but yeah, they're not ones you can do quickly.
No, it's not the first step of learning a livery.
No. Very nice. All right. I think I showed everybody my car, but just another quick look. As I said, it's called Ghost. It's pretty much black and white except for the red shading at the back. I don't think there's even any red at the side from memory, so definitely was going for just a black and white look. As I said, just tried to make some extra styling highlights with this car that you'd need to see a normal one next to it to see what I've actually done. Yeah. Alright, I think we'll jump into another car now. Oh, that's why it won't flick around, because I haven't even taken traction control off this car. There you go. And there it is, it's on. Still. Now we can do it. What a difference. And you can see the tyres lighting up there too. Tyres flash on this car. Something very wrong with that description. What's Swanny saying? Is he going to join us? I don't know what he's referring to.
Hang on, I'll have a look, otherwise you
must be a message. Must be a message in the chat. Swanny will probably join us at some point, we hope. Meanwhile, I am going to jump into another Audi. I don't think I bought the Donkey Kong car out, so I'll bring that out now.
It's to do with a what Swanny sent is a picture of a livery from a league that we don't associate with.
Oh, right. Say no more. So this is the Donkey Kong Group 4 touring car, front wheel drive. Made this quite a while back now as well, just wanted to do something fun, and Donkey Kong was a very popular game. I was never a huge fan of it, to be honest, but it was a hugely popular game in the, I guess, the late 80s, early 90s. And
90s in particular.
90s in particular.
Super Nintendo.
With Super Nintendo, exactly, yeah. And so I've actually made, I think 5. I think I've got 4 or 5 Donkey Kong cars, and there's Swanny, who said he'd join us. And good evening, we're streaming. Happy Swanny, Father's welcome. Day, Happy Father's Day, first time father. Hope Scarlett went out and bought you some nice presents. I hope she didn't throw the old "Dad, I'm only 20 days old" excuse. Anyway, I'm talking about this Audi. I don't know what else to tell you. It's brown. It's got Donkey Kong. I think it's only one of 3 cars I've done that are brown with grey highlights. And yeah, anyway, that's about it really. And as you know, John's progressed onto the BMWs, so that is a very new livery that John's showing. I think it's maybe a week old.
A bit old. I think it's maybe 2 weeks.
2 weeks old. Again, you can see that it's a combination of the chrome base colour and where you going? You're disappearing on me.
I'm just moving out the way because you and your turning circles.
Ah, right. Well, this one will be alright because see, front wheel drive. Oops. And as I say that, I hit the wall. Now let's try again. And now I'm hitting you.
You park like a real
yes. Well, we can't do our car show entry, can we? Alright, I'm going to just come front on. Okay, so it's a Hugo Boss E30 M3, and as I said, liquid metallic or chrome? Which one is it?
I think it's liquid metallic.
Yeah, liquid metallic is the paint. Again, a special colour paint. And then John has...
It is, because the chrome actually left the white outline around the colour.
Yeah,
and I didn't like that.
Yeah. And, yep, so and John's done the overlay of the blue to create this nice looking Hugo Boss livery.
Pretty much the exact same technique as the JPS BMW.
Yeah. Anything else you want to tell us about it?
It was a pain in the ass to do.
And By the way, while you're
just-
thinking, Swanny, if you want to start bringing out Audis or BMWs to show, please do.
Yep.
Sorry, John, back to you.
well, there's really nothing else to say. It was a
Right, alright. Swanny, go. Swanny had something to say if you don't.
Yeah, well, I'll go straight onto the BMW because, as discussed last week, I didn't have too many Audis.
Ah, that's right, I remember now. That's right. Alright, so there you go. Alright, that's very nice, John. You got nothing else to say about it? You could do a number plate maybe, mate. You've been a bit lazy. You won't make it into one of those wonderful role play rooms like Broccoli or Down Under role play if you don't have a number plate.
Yeah, I'll skip that one. Yeah. I don't think it's necessary to put on a plate again on a room like that. Yep.
Yeah, not that we want to speak ill of other players, but yeah.
Look, if
Oh,
want
there
to
you go.
jump
Swanny
over,
has
play with me.
arrived. Swanny has arrived in, I think, what is my favourite BMW livery that he's done. For two reasons. One, because I love the livery. And two, because I love that car, as anybody that's watched previous broadcasts of mine know. Tell us about it, Swanny.
Pretty much just a matte base. Very, very simple. Matte base, found a couple of decals of lightning strikes. Basically stretched them to fit. The bugger was trying to get them lined up. As you see, they do line up onto from the bonnet to the guards. Or as best as I could anyway.
Yep, you can kind of see that, but I might go sideways. Keep talking while I move my car, and we'll see if we can get a good look at that.
One of the reasons why I went to the Monster livery is that the front of this car is very menacing.
Yep.
It looks like it's actually ready to,
Pounce.
It is,
And we'll go around to the front and we'll see that. John, you're going to have to wait for us to have a look at your lovely Cadbury car. Alright, let's go front on so we can get the perspective that Swanny is talking about. Look at that.
So it just looks angry, mean, and ready to absolutely attack.
It sure does. It certainly is a very aggressive looking car. Okay, anything else you want to share about it?
No, pretty much just like, it's a pretty simple, basic livery, just with a bit of, obviously, a little bit of fiddly bits trying to get the lines all matched up, but yeah, other than that, I like it, and I know that you like it.
Yeah, I do a lot. I like it a lot, so much so that I even forgive it for having Monster on the side. And the bonnet, and the rear.
The roof. And the roof.
And the roof, yep. No, it's very nice, very, very well done. And again, like Swanny said, it's easy, but some elements of that design are not easy. Certainly lining things up is never easy, so good work, well done. Alright, you and I can go jump into another car. For me it'll be another Audi, but for you I'm guessing it'll be a BMW.
Yep.
Yeah, so I've got lots of all the different cars pretty much, except for a couple of brands. This is a fairly recent Audi as well.
You got any for Daihatsu?
I do. If you're waiting for me to say anything else about Daihatsu, you'll be wasting your time.
I believe that response itself is enough said.
Well, as you know, as you might recall, I have two Daihatsus. One has a pledge on the side, or more of a plead, I think it is. Not a pledge, more of a plead. And the other one actually is a serious livery that I did just, I don't know, because you talked me into it. Alright, this is a great looking livery, this one. And again, same technique. You can see the main purple paint, which I think is, I think that's a metallic purple again. I think. I don't think it's a
can't
flake,
remember.
but it might be a flake. It might be a candy flake.
Nah, it's not a flake. It was done about 3 years ago, so I can't remember now.
And then John has done a great job of applying some splash. Is that a single decal, John, or multiple you had a crack at?
No, it's a series of smaller ones. There's about 15, 16 there.
Yeah. Very effective. And for those of you who have no idea about Cadbury, if you look on the rear wheel arch, you can see that there is 2 glasses pouring milk. And obviously what John has tried to do there, he's not tried, he's exceeded, is creating that milk splash look for the chocolate. But yes, another one of my favourite liveries. I've done a couple of Cadburys, but I really like this one too. Like the chocolate itself, I love it.
Yes, I must admit I've been addicted to Top Deck chocolate at the moment.
Well, I'll have you know that I kind of went to the dark side today.
Dark chocolate?
No, well, yes, actually, but that wasn't what I meant. What I meant was I eyed off the Milky Bar chocolate, which you know I've been consuming copiously lately, and instead I opted for the Coles special of 2 blocks of old gold Cadbury peppermint at $2.50 a block. So basically half price. I couldn't resist because I love dark chocolate. I love it.
Yeah, same here. And I'm very much a peppermint fan as well.
Yeah. So unfortunately, Milky Bar, which is Nestle, missed out, and so did Cadbury this week. It was Old Gold. Who makes Old Gold? Is that Nestle? Probably
Cadbury.
is.
No, Cadbury.
It is Cadbury. Oh well, there you go. There you go. Cadbury, no harm, no foul. It's okay. The balance is restored. Darth Vader won't swoop in and chop my head off with a lightsaber.
Yeah, knowingly loves your product.
Yeah, that's right. See, I'm not a brand boy. I'm a product boy. I just like the product. It's good. I didn't show my car, but anyway, let's show Swanny's first. Swanny, this is a very new livery.
Yep,
We know.
Yep.
What can you tell us?
So, just replica of the 94 Paul Morris Australian touring car.
Very good.
So,
And of course, that was a sedan. It was a
E36, I think they were back then.
E36s. Yes,
Yeah.
they were E36s. That is exactly correct.
I'm just waiting for Tony Longhurst to come over and punch you in the face.
Someone in the head.
don't worry, I'll have my helmet on.
Well, the thing, John, now I want your opinion on this, right? I'm trying to think if there is another wheel that Swanny can pick that will look better on the car, but at the same time look very similar to the wheels that they ran at the time. And they did run multi-spoke wheels. But Swanny, do you have every wheel?
I should do.
Right, and there's definitely... Because to me, there's something doesn't look right.
There is a wheel that I can think of, and it's actually one I really, really like. Let me try and find the car with it.
Well, I just to me, I look at and I think it's part of it is because of the blue nuts.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just. And that's full-sized wheel, right? You can't make it any bigger.
Oh, I don't think so.
And is it the exact same colour on the wheel as the car?
I don't know. That's the problem with the game. I can't actually see it, so.
Yes. Okay.
Oh dear, that's gone all pear-shaped.
The car show entry.
This wheel, what?
Let's go have a look. Oh shit! I'm gonna hit funny because I'm trying to. For those of you who don't have a clue what I'm doing, on my wheel I have a number of buttons, and one of the buttons controls the view, and it's the left, right, up, down single button on my wheel. Normally I'd have my controller and be doing it, but I'm trying to do it and turn the car at the same time, and it's a bit tricky. Oh yeah, the BBS rim. The only problem Swanny would face is that that's a 3-piece, right? So if he makes it white to match the car,
No,
the outer
whole
rim
thing
will
goes
still... Oh, no, it does. You're right. You're right. It isn't what I think it is. I'm thinking of the American racing rim. No, you're right. The BBS rim. You got that rim, Swanny?
Should do.
I reckon you should
Try
put
that
on
wheel.
it.
Alright, I'll quickly go have a look at that.
In the meantime, John and I will change out of our Supra and... Oh, actually, let me show you the... What? Oh, did he blue screen because you bumped him? So, we have a lovely little inbuilt feature that Sony introduced, geez, start of the year? I think it was start of the year. It's been getting on, yeah. Which we affectionately call the blue screen feature. We don't quite know why they introduced it, but what it does is that it magically much like the USS Enterprise when you get beamed up, it magically transports you out of the room and back to the lobby. It's a lovely little inbuilt feature, and all you need to do to activate it is just bump another car and then happen to exit off the track at the same time, and that 99.9% of the time will beam you up. Thank you, Sony. We really appreciate it. It's such a wonderful feature. Adam particularly loves it. What can I tell you about this livery? It's a Polo Ralph Lauren livery in yellow and blue with a bit of paint fade. I don't mind it. It's a different colour scheme. But other than that, not much to tell you. Again, this is all about just showing liveries, not necessarily dissecting them to any great degree. So we just really want to show the liveries and let you all have a look at them more than anything. And on that note, I am going to change. How many more Audis do I have to show? Probably a lot. So I've done all the top line. I'm trying to remember which ones I bought out. I think I bought that one out. I'm trying to remember, Swanny, did I bring the Wild Turkey R8 out last week?
I don't think you did.
Okay, well I'll bring that out now. If I miss a few, folks, I apologise. It's not on purpose. The one thing I do love about the R8, especially the V10 ones, is that they have the Lamborghini V10 engine in them and the sound is awesome. In fact, I'm thinking about buying a new car, and one of the things I started thinking about is whether I should, rather than buy a new car, whether I should try and hunt down a low kilometre E60 BMW M5 with the V10 engine in it. Even though they're now very well aged, I think they were produced between 2003 and 2010. So they're a good 11 years old, even the last ones. So that's a bit of a concern, but the sound of that engine, oh. Like every V10 just has this magic sound.
Too many cylinders, mate.
Well, I know, but
depending on the car you're driving, 4 or 8. No more, no less. Or nothing in between.
Well, the current M3 is a 6-cylinder.
Nah.
And it's great.
Got to be an 8.
Well, the E92 is an 8, but they're again the sort of same age. They're 2007 through to 2013 from memory. So again, finding one with low kilometres is not easy, and I don't want to buy one and then have to be spending the next 3 years. Why is my button not... Oh, thank you. Next 3 years getting everything fixed, because that defeats the purpose of buying it. Anyway, okay, John, tell us about this car, which again, as we know, is the Bmw Vgt. And you have done what looks like a Rothmans livery, but it's obviously not a Rothmans livery because I do not see any Rothmans signs. So is it Rothmans or is it copying some other livery?
It is copying the Peter and Philip Brock Le Mans BMW 3.0 CSL.
So Peter Brock
and his brother Philip Brock.
Philip Brock went and competed in Le Mans.
Yep, in 1970. Actually, might have been 77.
And they drove a BMW 3-litre CSL, affectionately known as the Batmobile.
Correct. Yep.
Okay, and this is a homage to that.
Correct. I don't think theirs actually had the big Batmobile body kit on it.
It wasn't that class.
It wasn't that.
No.
It didn't have the body kit. It was just the actual, like a Group A style car.
Yep.
It had the original coachwork.
Yep.
And this is the livery they ran.
Ah, very nice. And it looks very much like a Rothman's livery in many ways. Sorry, I'm bumping you because I can't turn the wheel and hold my finger on the button at the same time. Very nice. Very, very nice. Now, in the meantime, Swanny went and did a quick change.
Does that look better?
Oh yeah.
That's much better.
1,000,000 times better. Anyway, let's get closer and let whoever watches the stream can judge for themselves. Oh, you're right, John. Yeah. Way better, Swanny. Did you look at it yourself?
Yeah. Yep.
Do you think it looks better?
Yeah. No, I realised why I couldn't see it, because these ones are actually at the beginning of the wheel selection.
Yeah, they're not far from the start.
Yeah.
You know what I did the other day?
When you get punched in the face.
Yeah, that's right. You look good when the other day, Professor Hidden and I were talking. Professor Hidden is a friend of ours, and we play with him. And we were talking about wheels, and he said, "Oh, there's some new wheels in the livery exchange." And I said, "No, there's not actually." He said, "No, there is." I said, "No, trust me, I've got every wheel. There's none new there." And he's like, "No, they're new, they're new." Said, okay. Anyway, so I sent him 15 screenshots of all my wheels. Just went into the livery editor, clicked on wheels, and screenshotted, then, scrolled to the right, screenshotted, scrolled to the right, screenshotted, to show him all the wheels, to say, look, here are all the wheels, I have them all.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually amazing how many there are.
Yeah, and they still can't get any new ones.
No, there's no new ones. I wish there was. I'm hanging out for some new ones.
I'd
all right.
like to see some extra cars in the game, some old cars.
Yep.
Yeah. So this car, I haven't even shown anybody this car. This is a Wild Turkey done livery in gold. So again, like John's previous cars we saw with the overlay, this is using the liquid aluminium gold paint as the base. Then I've overlaid all of the decals. Little bit of trickery around the front nose there, and I can't zoom in this mode, unfortunately, to show you. But a little bit of work to get those lines right. Other than that, it's a fairly standard sort of livery. Alright. Next car. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show one more livery on Audis, and then I think what we'll do is we'll actually make a change in tact. Mainly because I'm, I don't know, bored with showing Audis and I've still got a whole stack to show. But what we might do is we might take a change of pace and we might just all bring out the last 10 liveries we've made. I know some of you have already bought some of those out, but you can just go back 10 before that if you like, because I don't think I've bought out anything that's in my last 10 liveries yet. I don't think I've made an Audi that's in my last 10. Anyway, this is the Audi Quattro. You saw John's earlier iteration of it as Thomas the Tank Engine. This is just a made-up livery, as most of my liveries are. Anyway, I'll just park and let you have a look at it. I apologise again, Polyphony, the creators of GT or Gran Turismo, the game. If you could please reinstate the ability for us to view by hovering around the whole car in the game, that would be most appreciated. We lost Swanny again. Did he do a
No, that's alright.
Oh.
I'm coming out. I was just...
You're already jumping into the new 10. Okay. Now that would be your last livery, correct, John? Most recent? Are you on mute, John?
This is one of the last ones I've done, yes.
It's very pretty. I don't think I've ever called your liveries pretty before, but that's a very pretty livery.
I think it's one of the ones I've put the most amount of work in.
What John's really saying there is that he tends to just be a lazy shit when it comes to liveries.
Yeah, I love 60s liveries. 5 decals, 2 stripes, away you go.
Alright, so the first thing I do want to know is the side base. Like the base colour appears to be a very light blue, and then you've put black etc. over the top. But I'm interested in the sides in particular. There's a bit of a technique being applied there on the blue, but under the unit logo.
Yeah, that was a real bastard of a thing to do. So basically, it's a series. The aqua is actually a custom colour that I've made.
Yeah.
So I've actually painted the car in that colour.
Yeah.
And then I put the black decals over the top of it.
Yep.
But in one of the GT library decals is a decal that's got about 8 or 9 stripes, lines.
Yeah.
So I've sort of shrunk that down to size, and then reapplied that decal over and over and over and over again until I filled the side of the car.
Right. Okay. That's the effect.
So, yeah.
Very, very good. Now the unit itself, that decal has the similar but horizontal lines, or you added them?
No, I had to apply them separately.
Okay.
And I had to be careful because I had to actually do letter by letter, because the line will actually go over the blue aqua if I just tried to do it all in one hit.
Similar to the stuff I have to do when I create the Nismo Naut decal.
Yeah.
Very nice. It is, like I said, it is pretty. And here's another Sirocco. Well, it's Sirocco week here.
Yeah.
Because we were all fanging around in them last week. Friday night, one night. Now, I've never heard of Standox, but...
It's a paint refinishing company.
Yeah, apparently it is,
They do a lot of paints and thinners and chemicals and so forth.
So you've got a white car, then you've applied a blue, and then you did a black transition. Oh, I think it's black, or is it just a dark blue?
No, it's black. So
Black.
essentially, it's a blue car.
Yep.
Fluorescent blue.
Okay.
With white.
So fluorescent blue is the base colour. Ah, okay. Rightio.
Yes. And then with the fading black at the back.
Rightio. Very nice. Now, is this complete? This is it. Good to go. Or you still have more work to do?
If I decide I don't want to do anything else to it, like I'm happy with just a standard.
Yep.
Like a fairly easy, basic sort of livery.
Yeah. No. The reason I ask is I wasn't sure whether you'd finished it, because I know you last time we spoke about it, you were still working on it. So.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So, so this is the most recent livery that I've done.
Cool bananas. Alright, so I've shown everybody this Audi, I believe, from memory, so I don't know if you can get a better look at the bonnet there from that view, but unfortunately I can't give you a side picture. Alright, so the boys have just shown you one of their most recent liveries. I'll start bringing out some of mine. And I will kick off with the most recent, which is not even appearing on the screen. So, in fact, I haven't even shared this livery yet, and I do have something that I do need to fix on it. But this livery was finished literally 5 minutes before we started this stream. It's a Renault Megane, or Megane, depending on how you like to pronounce it. It's a Group 4 car, front-wheel drive, and I won't be racing it because I'm going to be racing a Sirocco like the boys were just in. You can see there on the bonnet that blue on the right. In white background mode it perfectly matched the car, but in outdoor mode it does not, so I need to fix that. But once I do, it will be ready to be shared. And as you can see, I've gone with the French oil company, the Total, and their brand new decals. Yeah, bit of tricky line work as you can see there on the front and on the guard, but you know, can be done. And I see Swanny has arrived in his Chicago police car. I hope the wind doesn't blow him away. Chicago police, alright, I'm intrigued. Swanny, why?
Because I did the Bluesmobile Brothers, Bluesmobile.
Yep.
The Blues Brothers.
Yes, that's right, you have.
And I thought, I'm going to try and do a bit of a chase scene with using the scenes, like in the gallery sort of thing.
Yep.
So I thought, well, I'm going to need a Chicago police car.
Uh-huh.
So I thought, yeah, got to do the dodge and the dodge. So yeah. So here it is.
I don't know, it looks very nice, but I'm about to make a comment, and it's not about your livery. It's about how ridiculous that big bull bar thing on the front looks. I do not understand why a Metropolitan police car, unless they actually in their quieter, yeah, I was about to say in their quieter times, do they use it to push cars off roads and, you know, off major highways and freeways when they break down, so that they don't keep clogging up the road system?
But they actually have like a 300-foot run up before they push them.
A 300-foot run up, alright, okay. That could end in tragedy. No, it's very nice, Swanny. I can't remember the cop cars, what their liveries were, but it's very nice.
That's because a lot of them were upside down.
Yeah, I thought they were all black and whites when they were chasing them.
No,
Nah,
through the city.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, through the city they were blue.
See, I told you I can't remember. Now, is this in your last 10 made cars?
Nah, but I can't remember
I
what the
didn't
last
think so.
car.
I think you just brought this
But
out to
this
annoy
is-
me.
Well, it is actually one of my more recent ones in
Yeah, okay.
comparison.
Yeah, okay, I'll let you off. It is the Capcom Car. Now, did you see my comment?
Yes, I did, you dirty bastard.
Well, it wasn't rude. It wasn't
No.
dirty. But I thought it was apt. And I think I was the first person to comment, or the second person to comment?
Second.
Second person to comment. Alright, tell us about this car.
It annoys you, which actually pleases me an awful lot. That's one thing I like about this car.
I just, and even when you're in the livery in Discovery and you're looking at the pictures before you preview the car, just the proportions just look wrong. Like, I look at the front end and, you know,
It does look like a Hot Wheels car with its enormously big wheels and tiny little body.
well, it's not so much that, it's the front end is just so tall.
I like it. I reckon if I lived in Tokyo, I would buy one of these.
If you could fit into one of them.
Well, yeah.
But are they not a lot larger than the other Copen in the game, which is tiny? I thought these were bigger. They certainly look bigger.
I'll see if I can dig up the stats.
No, hang on. Stay
Maybe
there.
bring out.
Stay
Have
there.
you got the road car?
Yep. Stay there.
Swanny,
John.
bring out the normal little convertible road car, which you can buy in Australia, right? I've seen them on the road.
You used to be able to, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't
Oh,
buy
yeah.
Daihats.
No. No, I think there's a lot of people out there that are really crying about that.
John in particular.
I never own a Daihatsu.
No, and that's a good thing.
I tell you
Are
what,
we
they're in
there?
Japan. There are Daihatsus everywhere.
Are we there soon, guys? It's just a very, 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 very slow car.
Come on, mate. It's not that bad.
Have you put it? Have you put that? I haven't put it on mine, but I should. The decal that says 0 to 60 eventually.
No.
Right. Okay. So now Swanny is parked. The car that we are familiar with here in Australia, which you could buy at some point, and we're comparing it to the other one. I'm going to go to roof view. Okay.
It's squarer.
So it's obviously a later model.
Alright, now I want to go front on. So we can get
It's certainly a lot more squarer. But
I think essentially it's the same
chassis.
width and chassis. It's just that the VGT is taller.
Yeah, definitely taller. That's what I mean. Like the front end is so. It's just tall.
I like it. I reckon it's quite angry looking.
And that stupid thing down the bottom. Like it's
Yeah, I don't know what
it's
that
a
is.
vacuum cleaner. That's what it is. It's like you should have called it the Daihatsu Hoover or something. I don't know.
There's one at the back as well.
I know, but the back one at least doesn't. Like this is like someone's punched him in the lip and he's got a fat lip and it just happens to look like a vacuum cleaner. It's just. Yeah.
Bubba Gump.
Keep mocking my car and you'll get one.
Well, I've got one as well, so I can't. I'm not mocking the car as in terms of your car. I'm mocking the design of the vehicle, and it just, to me, it just is all
I like
wrong.
it. It's undeniably Japanese. It's exactly what the Japanese would drive.
Yes, those people from the land of the long white Camry. The long white Camry. Alright, next. Oh, did I show my car? I can't even remember. Yeah, I did. It's total Renault Megane. I will be sharing it shortly, so if you play the game, soon you'll be able to see it if you search under IFLOWBOY or Renault Megane, just Renault. Okay, so that's the most recent one. I'm going to do this in reverse order because it's easier for me to remember. My poor old brain. The next one was this little Mini, so it's been a bit of a mini or small car week in a lot of ways for me. In fact, the last 10 cars, I think small cars dominate the cars that I've done.
I'll be back. I'm just going to go and see what order I've done these cars in.
Uh-huh. This is a multi-sponsored Mini. Again, I apologise you can't see the side where most of the livery work is done, but if you can imagine multiple black and white strips down the side, staggered. Ah, Swanny's got a total car too. RCZ. With a different colour blue. Looks like that blue matches the light blue in the new logo by the look of it.
So this is the one that I raced on Thursday night
Aha!
in the Aussie eSports.
Oz GT Esports, yeah.
Yep.
Very nice.
It's a great league. Get on board.
Yeah, actually, yeah, we should give Steve-O a rap, shouldn't we? What are we into? Season 3, Season 4?
Something like that.
You know, Steve-O's only got one eye, one arm, one leg, and he's got arthritis in the ones he's got. He has a
He's got a big heart.
terrible drinking problem. And he recently came out of jail after being caught distributing drugs to underage children in return for videos.
Jesus
Of course, that's all absolute fiction, folks. Steve-O is a very normal, sensible, able-bodied father, caring father and husband, but he has put together at least 4 series that I've been involved in. John would have been involved in more than me, and every time he comes up with really good concepts for the series, and he puts a lot of effort in. Not only does he run the series, but he'll curate the race replays and put them on the website and Facebook page, and he'll take race photos and share them, and he really does make a big effort to put on a good series for us to race in. So
what is really just a bit of fun, and really not much more than that. Yeah.
That's right, it is. It's, you know, he puts in a lot of effort so that we can have some fun on a Thursday night. So big shout out to Steve-O and Oz GT Esport. What's the website? Tiny URL or something?
There's a tiny URL with a whole lot of jargon, random jargon.
Yeah, just do a search on Oz GT Esports or Steve Watson. We should actually. I wonder if there's a way for the YouTube channel to link to his. I'll have to check it out and see if we can. You'll see us racing. You'll see all 3 of us racing, as well as the other people that race in the league. Some of our other friends. Very nice, Swanny. I really like that RCZ.
Yeah.
It's one of those cars. Sometimes I see them on the road and I like them, and other times I see them on the road and I just go, "The car's not right." I don't know what it is. Something about I think from different angles the proportions look wrong, and then from other angles the proportions look fantastic. For example, from here, the car looks fantastic.
Yep.
It looks really, really good, like a really nice, cohesive, flowing design. But when I come round to here, I don't like it. It's weird. Anyway, it is what it is. Right, John is in a Camaro.
And this is one of my most recent 10, because I've actually taken a photo of my album in date order.
Yes.
So this is a replica of a Dick Johnson Bob Forbes?
Correct.
Right. As opposed to Stephen Johnson and Rodney Forbes, the children.
Exactly.
Can I just quickly make an observation there, John?
If you're going to pick a my livery, I am going to pun you.
I'm going to pick on it.
And I will reiterate, I am in a big block Camaro, you're in a Peugeot, I will catch you.
Yeah, I understand that. But the Johnson and Forbes is only on one side of the vehicle.
Is it?
Yep.
Motherfucker.
And so, to save face for John, I won't go round to the other side.
Yeah, but you're actually on the wrong side.
And the other thing I want to say, John, the other thing I do want to say is that obviously whoever this was modelled on doesn't have very big breasts, because the number is 10D.
Still a D cup.
Well, yeah, okay, alright, I'll give you that. They must be very thin with big boobs.
So keep it there, John. I'll be out with the old version.
Plenty of plastic.
And what year did they campaign this car, and where?
At Bathurst in 1973. This was the LJ GDR XU1 Tirana.
Is that right? So there you go, people. People who think they know their Australian motorsport. I bet you a lot of people who would watch this stream would be shocked to hear that Dick Johnson was racing a Tirana. Swanny.
Did for a number of years, actually.
Swanny, I can see.
Started in
Swanny,
yeah.
I can see Johnson Forbes on both sides.
Yeah, but it was only on one side.
Oh, so they didn't have the names on both sides, is what you mean?
No.
Right,
Really?
not that John has put it on both sides. Right. Okay, so this is Swanny's version. Alright, so now I'm confused, because Swanny's is not as black as yours. Why is that?
I was working on a different, probably different picture.
Photo.
Different photo?
Yeah.
So it didn't look black in yours?
Well, a lot of
Or
my
is it
books
just-
are a lot old.
Because it almost looks like a... I don't know what I'd call it, like a matte. A
But
deep
anyway.
matte grey, but okay.
Can I just say, Swanny,
Yep.
there's two things on the back of your car.
Yep.
First of all, they never had livery by Swanny 007 on the original car.
Alright.
And did they... I don't know if it's actually true or not, but the word "of" in Boyded of Bankstown, is that block lettering or is that more calligraphy lettering?
That there was... My computer wasn't working, so I couldn't do it, and some bastard only had that in their decal gallery. And I think you know the person too, John.
Yeah?
It's you. Anyway.
It wasn't me.
Yeah. So,
So
I
folks,
couldn't actually...
what you're witnessing now is two livery creators getting catty. This is fun. Look, I think they're both beautiful. I have to say though, if I had to pick one, I would pick John's.
Because I'm better, and that's that.
Well, actually no, that's not...
Actually, no, I would actually pick Swanny's because it's on the more accurate car.
Yeah, I don't know, there's something about the way it looks on yours I really like. I don't know, Swanny, maybe you can go and do it in full black. I'll change my mind because I am a huge fan of the Camaro, the old Camaro. It's one of my all-time favourite classic American muscle cars.
Actually, Swanny's is actually a bit more accurate with the dots on the roof and also the white and red strip down the side of the car, but I was stuck with the limitations on the late model bodywork.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a huge fan of these Camaros.
They sound good too. They have the right note.
In fact, if somebody said to me I could have a, say, a GT350 or one of these Camaros, I'd probably pick the Camaro. Look at me do a burnout.
I was going to say, you reckon you can do a donut there, Sean?
I'm thinking no. Let me see. Full
Probably
revs.
cause the handbrake up.
Full revs. No.
Hey.
I can hit Swanny,
Oh,
but
don't exit to pit lane.
no, I'm not. Yeah, look at me do a donut. Look at this.
You can't even do a reverse donut in these things, I think.
So,
Let's see,
what
can
have
I?
we got?
Oh, hang on.
That's a J
Oh,
turn.
what
that's
happened
up.
then?
Yeah.
Alright, I gotta get this right. Alright, hang on. It's doing some weird crap here. Alright, let's get back on track. Okay, I'm back on track. Rev. Turn the wheel. No. All it does is it just flicks itself around and then stops revving. That's weird. That's really weird.
Because when you go into reverse,
The
it
traction
turns...
control
Yeah,
activates.
exactly.
Ah, that's what it is, yeah, the traction control. Alright, enough of our tomfoolery. So that's the Mini. The next car off the rank will be the Sirocco. That was the next most recent car I created. Right there. How are we going for time? An hour and 14. What do you reckon? Another 16 minutes? See how many cars we can get through? That should be enough. So, this is a Sirocco Gr4. I've done a Bex livery. The feature decal on this car you cannot see because we cannot see side on. It's a Bex beer bottle with beer flowing out of it. tried to emulate a bit of the beer look on the bonnet, but again I noticed in outdoor mode it doesn't look like beer at all. What do you do? What do you do? What do you do? Oh, it's Camaro week for John. That would be the Alan Grice Win Percy FAI Falcon?
No, Walkinshaw Commodore.
Walkinshaw. So the not
VL.
VL, yeah, with all the crap on it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm trying to remember that car. Oh, I think I've
This would have been 88, 89?
Mm-hmm.
89, I think it was.
Yeah, the Tupperware Commodore, as I used to call it.
Tupperware Commodore.
Walking for sure.
It just looked like it had all this Tupperware put on it.
That's the mobile bird bath.
And here we come to another Walkinshaw car.
Yes.
Well, sorry,
That's
let me
car.
correct myself. That's the Walkinshaw Jaguar livery as raced and won by John Goss.
That's correct.
What year?
85.
85.
Yep. They fielded, it was 3 Jags, wasn't it?
Yes,
I think
car
they had
9.
8, 9
I think
and
they had
10.
3, yeah.
Car 9 failed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which one was Tom in?
Car 8.
And who was in 9?
Two unknowns. I can't
Two
remember who it was.
European race
actually.
car drivers, probably. Denny Hume, maybe, I don't know.
Nah, it wasn't Denny Holm.
No.
It was, you know what, I'm going to try and
You
find it.
Googling it? So you can get there first.
Both googling madly. Who will come up with the answer of who drove car 9? It's very nice, Swanny. Yeah, it brings back memories, that's for sure. Certainly do remember watching those Jags. Geez, they got along in a straight line, didn't they?
They did. The V12.
Here's a question for you. Which car in race trim in Bathurst racing has the record for highest top speed? Down Conrad.
Dick Johnson.
Glenn Seaton, 315.
In what car?
EB.
Falcon. Really?
Nah, he didn't go
Pretty sure.
315.
I'm pretty
I
sure
know
it
we got
was.
302.
315. That's huge.
I'm pretty sure it was the EB Falcon down Conrad. And it wasn't Dick Johnson.
That can't be right.
Okay, car number 9.
Yep.
It was Jeff Alarm, a British racer,
Alarm,
and
yep.
Ron Dixon.
Jeff Allen and Ron Dixon's Australian.
Yeah, he was a long time racer.
Yeah, but Jeff Alarm was British.
I think it's
and
Allen, isn't
Australian.
it? Jeff Allen.
Yeah, well,
Alarm,
Yeah, I pronounce it as Alan.
Lap 3. So 3 laps.
Nice.
What was the failure? Clutch or something else?
Um,
Seems odd to go out in lap 3 with an
It was
engine.
it was a mechanical failure. Oil pressure or something like that.
They blew a hose.
Don't know.
Seems odd that after 3 laps the engine would just give up, doesn't it?
and
Unless, of course,
considering,
somebody missed a gate changing a gear and over-revved the bastard.
Considering he qualified second as well.
Yeah. Oh, they were rockets in a straight line. That's why I'm surprised you're saying Glenn Seaton has the record.
I know he was way up there in the Falcons. He had an awesome Falcon in the mid to late 90s.
Is it the Ford Credit one, or was it a different one?
Yeah. But I thought the Sierras were fairly strong.
The GTL was pretty quick too, from memory.
Yeah, but they pulled it back a fair bit very quickly. Fastest.
Alright, next car. What do you think of my What do you think of my flowing beer, Swanny?
Making me thirsty.
I'm really just pointed out here in the light that the beer supposed beer colour with a little bit of froth on the top on the bonnet just doesn't look like beer at all. It just looks like a light orangey yellow tinge on the front of the bonnet. I might have to work on that. Anyway, here's what it is. Alright, let's go to the next car. So, after that car is this car.
So it looks like I'm finding ones that say 308.
Yeah, I can't remember anyone ever doing over 310 in any of the touring cars. I think, didn't one of the group 3s in the 12-hour race, didn't one of them get about 315 k's going down the straight? Either the Audi or the Ferrari or something. I mean, obviously they're not regarded as the same category in the Bathurst 1000, so we're not really classing them as being.
There's a lot of what's what I'm trying to think of. There's no set answer.
Yeah, it is. That's a lot
It's
of
all
people.
about the actual lap itself, not the top end. But there's a lot of people
Where's Stuart
saying,
when you need him? Stuart would know.
yeah,
Stuart would be able to tell us, and Dad might have put it in one of his books. Talking about each of the years, there'd be a reflection of it, surely. Surely.
But they're pretty much geared to not go over 300 kilometers an hour down the straight.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
they've
because
got-
you
one I
need
remember
it
seeing-
to pull up the hill better, don't you?
Well, not so much that, it was more of a risk factor as well. Seaton cracked 300, and then they pegged them back with set diff ratios and whatnot.
Yeah, I think they run the tallest diff ratio. I think they're, from memory, 3.125
Something like
Bathurst.
that.
I can't remember what they are. I haven't watched the supercars in a long time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what they. But they might have changed since they went to the transaxle. Yeah, so.
I should try my new work headset in my PlayStation. I just thought about that. Not now, I'll try later. Yeah. Anyway, I've got a new car out here. I don't know if you boys want to join me, but this is a Peugeot Rcz like Swanny was in before. And this is a Cinzano livery in traditional French colours of blue, white and red, or white, red and blue, whichever the order is. Yeah, anyway, have a look.
Oh, yeah. That's part of my 10 there. Alright.
And the first maniac has arrived in his Mercedes tank. Planning a desert crossing, are we?
Nah. I'm just a Bathurst winner, that's all.
Yes, it's hard to believe that that was a car that people would race around Bathurst.
Hang on, we've got a man who likes to play in the dirt over here.
What can you tell us about your car, John?
This is actually...
Thank you very much, John. That was great. Sorry, keep going.
I hope you blue screen for that and your stream goes down.
Tell us about this car.
Okay.
I'm sure anybody who watches this is going to be absolutely intrigued to know.
This is the 1961 Phillip Island 500 winner. So this was actually the days before it was held at Bathurst, and it was won by Bob Jane and Harry Firth.
Both motoring legends in Australian motorsport. Both who are sadly no longer with us too.
No, Harry Firth's been gone for some years, and poor old Bob Jane fell off his perch, 3 years ago, 4 years ago?
Yeah, 3 or 4, yeah.
So they actually won in a Mercedes-Benz 220, I think it was a 220 SEL, from memory.
Yeah.
Back in the days when the cars had to be as the dealership sold them, so no special equipment on them whatsoever.
Except for a roll cage by the look of it.
Well, this one's got the roll cage because it's a race car, but in the ones they raced, no roll cage at all.
So this isn't actually the same exact car. You've done the livery in one that's very similar to it.
No,
This is a
it's
300
the same body shape.
SEL, isn't it? Yeah, okay.
It's the same body shape. It's as close as I can get to the actual car.
Yep. And I believe these things are fun to drive in the game.
They're not bad. They're not competitive in any way, shape or form, but they are fun. They make the right note. They're big and bulky and heavy, and they're the type of car you go out there just to have a bit of a blast.
Okay. Thanks for that. It's 3 years of my life I'll never get back, but thanks for sharing anyway. I'm only joking. I'm sorry that I'm critical of an old Mercedes in this game, but look
Your
at
next stream's going to be on your own, I can assure you of that.
Look at it. I mean, look at the front end of it. It's got these. It's got 2 headlights and one of them's blacked out, but then they've got these ridiculously huge spotlights. Like, did this thing compete in like a Monte Carlo event or something?
It did. It actually raced at Spa 24 Hour, I believe.
Okay.
Spa or Le Mans?
That explains the ridiculous fixation of driving lights at the front. Okay, Swanny.
Yes.
We have a little Toyota Yaris.
Yes, indeed.
Done out as a World Rally Championship livery car.
Yes, it's actually 2021 livery for the Yaris WRC.
From Toyota, the factory team.
Yes. Yep.
Right, DMG Maury, don't know who they are, but great, good on them. Anything else you want to tell us about it?
No, it's pretty much just a replica of the 2021 Yaris WRC car.
Right. I wish I understood the significance of the way they've done the livery.
Yeah. No.
Can I just say, you can actually buy one of these four-wheel drive turbo rally-inspired Yarises in Australia, and they are bullshit expensive.
Yeah, 70 grand. 70 grand.
$70,000 for a little Yaris.
3-cylinder Yaris.
Are they four? No, they're a 4-cylinder, aren't
I thought they were 3.
I thought they were 4.
Yeah, it could be 4. I don't really care.
Either way, 70 grand for a Yaris, that's just stupid.
Yeah.
Sorry, I wouldn't be spending 70 grand on a Yaris.
Do you know what the stupid thing is, though? I've seen quite a few on the road.
I have too. I have too. That is a scary thing. That, but that's sort of money for what, like Hyundai sort of segment
1.6 turbo 3-cylinder, 200 kilowatts. 6-speed manual.
1.6 litre 3-cylinder.
Turbo.
Okay, that's a pretty big 3-cylinder.
Well, most 4-cylinders are 2 litres, right? So that gives you 500 cc's per cylinder. So that's only oversized by 100 cc, I guess, if you do the maths. Or by
looks like you haven't
33 by...
You haven't actually wrapped the decal around the bonnet properly. Look at this one. You got a white strip there showing through.
I probably have tried to fix it, but I think it's just... Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Maybe that's the way it's supposed to look.
Maybe.
I mean, I can be critical of the livery, not the livery work, but just the livery itself. I mean, what are they trying to say with this livery?
It's not a very appealing livery if
No,
that's
it's
that was their winning design. It's not a great one.
Kind of weird, isn't
It's
it?
all over the place.
Eh.
Trying to
Done
line
a
up
good job on you, Swanny.
It's like,
Replicating it.
it's like somebody went, oh yeah, let's just stick something on here and something there random and that'll do.
Definitely a Friday afternoon job.
Yeah, well, you know, somebody should explain to them that the car itself is a symmetrical object. I don't believe you can look at the left-hand side of the car and it droops compared to the right, or the wheel arch is longer on the left than the right, so why would you go and make a non-symmetrical or asymmetrical livery?
And on that note, I'm going to bring out that exact design.
Are you? Righto.
A non-symmetrical livery.
Righto. Well, I'm going to go jump in my next car. I think I showed people this car already. It's the Cinzano one, I think, from memory. I think that's what I'm in. Okay, I think we might make this the last car we show because time is getting away from us. And I now need to recall what car I made prior to that one. Oh, it'll be that one there. Or will it be the... No, let's go for the Aston. No, actually it is this car. This is the one that was made next, before it. The Aston was made before this little Honda. So I gave this Honda a very personalised plate. It's called an Honda S660, I think.
Ah, yes.
Which wasn't exactly a joy to drive when I first jumped in it. But thanks to Sam, who identified something with the suspension geometry and particular camber, and once I got onto that, it then became a drivable car. And this livery, yeah, just made it to go for the car. Looks alright, I suppose. It's not great, it's not crap. Swanny trying to enter a car show in the non-traditional way.
Well, traditional depends on who you are, though.
So John, tell us about that Porsche you were here first.
Yeah, it's a non-symmetrical style livery.
Yep.
It was just my own flair on a livery, on a Martini livery. I got sick to death of the plain white background with the blue and red striping. I thought I'd put a bit more colour in it.
Indeed, you have done that.
I don't tend to go with non-symmetrical liveries, so I thought I'd give that one a bit of a crack to see how I go with it.
Not bad at all. So you've even at the back, you've put the stripes on the opposite side to the front. Just be grateful that the people out there that love Martini liveries aren't chasing you with pitchforks and shovels. That's witchery, witchery you say.
I'm in a GT3, I'll outrun them.
You let run them? That looks very nice. And Swanny, you are in a Australian touring car replica livery vehicle?
Indeed I am. Colin Bond's 1987 ATCC car.
I know everything about that car. You ask me, Swanny, I'll tell you.
Yeah. What number was it?
75, mate.
Oh, very good. That was great.
Why was it 75?
Because it was originally
because it was an
Alpha.
Alpha 75.
Very good. But it was number 57 at Bathurst.
Because somebody else already had 75.
I'm assuming that's the case. I don't actually know.
No, they did.
Stu,
It was,
Stu, if you're watching the,
you know, the guy that kept the rabbits out. He had 75.
Emperor Nazi Goring.
Yeah, Emperor Nazi Goring. That's him. No, I know nothing about the car, but I do remember watching it race vaguely. What year did it race again?
87.
Yeah, so I was old enough, yeah.
I'll tell you.
Very
If
nice.
Stuart was here, he would tell you a lot more.
Yes, he'd tell you that.
I do like how you gone around your tail lights there, Swanny, at the back.
Yeah.
But you've moulded the black around as opposed to just gone over it.
Yeah.
That would have taken some work.
Just trying to contort the decal to fit in with the lines of the cutout of the tail lights.
You actually, not that this is about livery design, but to be truthful, all you do is you let the black just run over the lights, provided that base colour is a standard colour, and then you would just apply a circle decal around the light, John. That's the easy way to do it.
That's what I've done.
There you go.
But it's getting the decal to fit in with the body lines. It's like, you got to make sure that you get the angle and the depth right. So, I mean, obviously the original car, you would just, like, well, you just go straight across the top of the tail light panel, because it's all a boxy shape.
Right.
Which I did on the Delta.
Right, stay there. John, I want you to come back out. I'm going to bring my Renault back out because there is a design trick on it. And I want to see if you guys can spot it. And then we'll wrap up this broadcast because we have been going for 96 minutes.
I'm just going to rewind the
Now, one of the dramas is that the people watching the broadcast, or watching this stream at some point, any point, won't actually be able to see it. Because, again, I cannot do... I'm going to stay back here till Swanny gets here so that you both see it at the same time. And then I'm going to see if you guys can pick what it is. Swanny's coming now, so I'll drive up here. What I'm going to do...
So is it the fault? You say?
No, it's a design. It's a design trick, and I'll see if you guys can spot what it is. Livery design trick. If you can't figure it out, I suggest if you've got one of these yourself, you go jump in it and bring it out, and then I'll point it out so that people can see it on your car. And this kind of goes to the point that I made at the very start of the broadcast about when you do livery design, you can do a livery in 10 minutes if you want, but there are certain things that you know won't come out in the livery if you do it that quickly, because you need to work to create.
Something to do with the rear diffuser, I'm guessing.
Nope. Alright, I'm going to give you guys 10 more seconds, and then what I want you to do is go jump in your equivalent car. And then you can park it in front of me and I'll point it out. 3, 2, 1. Time's up.
Front way.
Go jump in your cars and bring them out.
So is that the MR?
I think so. I don't know. It's a GR Form again trophy, I think it's called.
Yep.
And they want you to both park in front of my car, nose to nose. So you park side on, but nose to nose in front of my car, so we can see your cars. And we'll be able to reveal it. Now, I don't know if you two are watching the stream. If you're not, you won't be able to see this. But so just park. Each of you park nose to nose in front of my car.
Why do I feel this is a trick?
It's not a trick. Now, you guys can't see the stream, right?
Correct.
Okay, so John is parked on the left-hand side in a yellow Megane, and Swanny is parked on the right in a blue and black. And if you look at the front of their cars, just in front of the front wheel, you'll notice that John's has a vent, and Swanny's does not. It has Gatorade on it. So now, boys, back up and have a look at both sides of my car. And tell me what you see on both sides.
Now you've filled in the blanks. You've made yourself a vent to make it symmetrical.
That's correct. I created a vent on the left-hand side. Look alright?
Say that one again.
On the right-hand side now where you're looking, John, as in on your car, there is a little air vent in front of the front wheel on the side. But there isn't one on the left-hand side of the car. But if you look at my car, I have one on both sides. And the people watching the stream won't be able to see this, but that's why I got you to park your cars in front so they could see the right side and the left side, and they can see that there is no vent on the left side. But on my car, there is. Well, there's obviously some kind of induction going on. Oil cooler or turbo intake, or I don't know, who knows.
No,
Yeah, the one on the right is a genuine vent. The one on the left I made using the livery editor.
It's probably an oil cooler because there's nothing else in the front with that car, because it's an MR car.
Looks pretty good, huh?
Interesting.
Look alright, Swanny?
Sorry, disconnected. Yeah, no, it's good.
I apologise again because we can't see the car's side on. But yeah. Alright, well, why don't we, what shall we do? Shall we jump in a car and do a few laps before we end the broadcast? And what car should we jump in?
Anything you want.
Shall we jump in the Siroccos that we'll be racing on Thursday night? I think we're all going to be in them, aren't we?
Yeah, why not?
Thanks to Reese SP26 who liked something that I did in the Discovery Zone. Thank you. Appreciate it. Alright, so we can jump in Siroccos now. We're going to do 3 or 4 laps. I'm not going to change my tune, I'm just going to drive it the way it is. So I'll be in the Bex car, this one. I'll be in the Bex car that we saw earlier, this one. I'm going to go into my normal view mode for this. And what I'll do is I'll see somebody's already out. Who's already out? John. Slow down, John. We'll let Swanny come up and we'll do a touring out lap, and then we'll
A parade lap.
yeah, we'll go. I'll sort of back off and let the two of you take off, and then do some spirited laps. Go in front. Yep, good. Do the view mode now, chase mode. So these cars are currently tuned for Bathurst because that's where we'll be racing them on Thursday night. As I said, the Oz GT Esports is the league, run by Steve Watson. great job, so I might change the view now so you get a better view of the cars. Now, has anybody done any more practice laps since yesterday at Bathurst?
Negative.
Okay. I haven't. I didn't do any laps today at all. Anyway.
Well, you're miles ahead of us anyway, so you don't need to.
There's still more speed to get out of it, though. There's definitely sections on the track where I know I can go faster and I'm just not getting it right.
I reckon if we were on wheels, we'd be as quick as you.
Well, could be. I can't say no. The one thing I can say is that definitely from what I've seen, the controls allow you to brake later. I don't understand why, though. To me, that makes absolutely no sense. But even Swanny last night was braking when I was, I don't know what he'd call it, when I was watching him do his laps and just indicating what I do in the certain parts of the track. Swanny was able to brake and pull the car up way later than I was braking.
Probably because there's no progressive. It's, if you slam on the brakes, they're on.
Yeah, probably.
Alright.
When you hit the chicane, you can bolt.
FCY conditions are now over.
Green flag, green flag.
Hey, I didn't do any research and development. And we're off.
Needless to say.
These cars, by the way, they're front-wheel drive, and I am no fan of front-wheel drive cars, but as far as front-wheel drive cars go, these are probably the best front-wheel drive car I've ever driven in this game anyway. Looks like John got the jump on Swanny.
Which is not bad.
It's all on the dirt. That recovers. Well done, Swanny. Oh, he's gone wide again. That wasn't so good. Up the inside. Yeah, they are very, very neutral. There's very little. I don't detect any torque steer unless there's no weight over the front axle. I don't know whether anybody else does. Like even through there, just nothing.
At full tune, they are a bit of a handful.
I don't know what tune would these be at, by the way.
Probably full.
Were they? No, because we're not running BAP.
No, I think I am on BLP. That's why we got the jump on, because I'm not on full tune.
That would make sense. Oh dear.
Looks like John's run wide. He's trying to get back on the track. This is going to look good. Just gets in front of him. Oh, he tries a manoeuvre, but he's got no front end grip. Oh, and I'm watching you in the mirror. I almost went off track. I didn't do the view. I just looked in my mirror on my screen. I think I'm even braking a bit too early there. Oh, the boys are going at it behind me.
See what happens? Cheaters never prosper.
Oh, I've understeered off there. That's interesting. I wonder if I kept my foot in it, would that have happened? Back off when you guys come back in front again. It's a bit boring just seeing the open road in front of me. Here they come. Oh, what are you doing? rallycross. Distance there, hopefully we'll make some ground. Oh, that was toasty then, first time. Just ran out wide. John definitely running more power than us. He just bowled it up to straight then. Yeah. Bye!
Pretty much.
Yeah, shit. So Swanny and I are probably still running the same spec we're running, which is the BOP spec, but I suspect John's wound his up.
Which is funny because I actually didn't wind it up just before he's got in the car and went.
Alright, so when we get around the corner, what gear are you in? Come out of the corner in 3rd gear. Or 4th gear. Now gun it. Ready, steady, go. 4th gear. Look at that.
Yeah, I was, and I had a bit more speed than you, Sean, and he's still taking off.
Foot is flat to the floor, and John's car is just disappearing. So I wonder what the difference is. How much power are these things at full power? 494, aren't they? And what were we running them at?
I think Bob is about 330 odd.
So about 150, 160 horsepower left.
Let's have a look.
It seems like you're struggling to keep it on track though.
There goes the USB sign.
So we're at 358 being shown, and you're at 496 and 945 kilos.
So we're heavier too?
Yeah, 100 kilos heavier, 105 kilos heavier, and he's got 140 odd horsepower.
Well, it's a good demonstration of the difference of the full power versus the pop then, isn't it?
Yes, I've stopped at a very, very particular spot actually.
Okay.
It's actually here.
Woohoo! Got your time.
I've got no heads up display on, so I've got no idea what the time was.
You did a 1:13.432, I think it was, because I beat it by .040.
Okay.
Oh shit! What are you guys looking at? Have you found a break-in point?
In a manner of sense, yeah.
Well, I'm going to get kicked here, aren't I? Yep, I knew that would happen because I got my little, whatchamacallit wrong, my little flick spin wrong and went up on the grass. Come on, can't get off the grass and get going. Here we go, here we go. Alright, where are you?
In the middle of the field.
Alright, so what are we doing?
Well, where I'm sitting is where tragically Bruce McLaren actually lost his life.
Right, at this spot here.
Back in the 60s and 70s, there used to be a Marshall observation post, pretty much where I'm sitting, and Bruce McLaren was actually testing his Can-Am race car, and the car lost control around the kink, and he hit the observation post because he used to sit on top of a mound of dirt.
Yeah.
And it's actually calculated he went from 150 miles an hour to 0 in under 3 meters.
Yucks. Front first or
Back first.
what was at the back of the car? Not much, probably. Was the engine in the
Well,
back?
nothing.
Was it mid-engine?
It was mid-engine, yeah. So there was basically nothing left of him or the car. So they actually said that the observation post, or the flag marshal's post, was actually due to be destroyed a couple of weeks beforehand, but process got delayed.
So, okay, so he came around this kink up here.
When it came out of that kink up there, I think he had a tyre blowout or a deflated tyre or something happened to the car.
So he's come around here, and something's caused the rear end to let go.
Mm-hmm.
So he's come down here, something's let the tyre let go, he's spun out somewhere along here.
The car suddenly turned right, it's turned the car around 180 degrees and actually backed.
Yep, and he's just heading for the mound backwards with no ability to stop the car. God, he must have been going if he hit it at 156 miles an hour, he must have been going.
Also they calculated he was doing about 170 when it all went wrong.
So he only washed off. I mean, God, you know, if there's nothing in the back of the car, hitting that thing at 60 mile an hour would probably be enough to kill you. But
Well, the G-force alone. So yeah, bit of sad news.
yeah, well, you've really, given us an upbeat moment to look at finishing the stream on.
What a way to kill a party, eh?
Ah.
No pun intended.
There you go, eh?
I don't know about it because I actually just watched it on YouTube yesterday. Or the day
Oh, is there
before.
footage of it?
There's still shots, not video
I was
footage.
going to say, geez, it'd be pretty horrific watching a video of it. Isn't it amazing? How big was the mound?
Not much bigger than the car we're in.
Really?
Yeah.
So he could have gone anywhere, either side of it, and he hit it.
And he based zeroed in on.
Yeah, going backwards.
Back in those days,
So you broke up.
what it is now.
You broke up. Say again.
Did they? Back in those days, it was more of an open field than what it is now. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go and try and find the runway for these planes. There's lots of planes, but no runway.
Well, you have to assume it's in there.
Hang on. It's a grass runway.
Yeah, in here.
Because
I'm
they
about
look
to
like the
hit the
dotted lines
wall.
right there.
What?
They look like the dotted lines right there.
Where are you?
Where I am.
Where are you?
Towards St Mary's.
Oh, down there. We definitely can't go under this grass, can we?
No.
No, it resets you. So what do you reckon you can see down here? Dotted lines.
Yeah, you know the lines that the planes follow when they land?
The lights, you mean?
The
Or?
markers.
The lines. The painted lines in the middle of the runway.
Ah, yes, okay, yep. There you go. Yeah, has to be. Alright, well, shall we end the broadcast?
I think so, yeah.
Alright everybody, I hope you've enjoyed our livery display. Stay tuned for the livery challenge, and the new format will be following. I think the plan will be for us to broadcast again next Sunday, where people will present the liveries that they've done through the week, rather than us follow the traditional method of working through the liveries as we build them. But until then, stay safe, practice good hygiene, practice good social distancing, and enjoy your week, and we shall see you next time. Bye for now. I don't know how I'm going to end this actually, because I need to push a button or two, and I don't know which one to push on my wheel. Doesn't appear any of them are working for me in the broadcast, so I'm going to have to jump up, put myself on auto drive, plug my controller in, and end it. So, let's do that. Thanks everyone. Appreciate it.